welcome to the first video of episode 103 from the Wrestling Rundown.
Yeah.
Now, normally this is the Raw review, but we're going to take one quick second to give you a follow-up update from yesterday's indie news. Kevin Hogg has results from Chikara's fourth and final Anniversario show from the UK, known as The Lost World.
Yeah, Anniversario Lost World coming from Glasgow, Scotland is the big finale to their UK tour. The last Anniversario show, we're going to get right down to it. Heidi Lovelace would defeat Nixon Noel, making her official Chikara show debut.
All right.
Chuck Taylor TM defeated Officer Warren Barksdale. I almost said Barn Warksdale.
That would be wrong.
Team NRG, the tag team champions, would defeat the Batiri, the Colony, and Los Ice Creams in a Four Corners tag team match. Juke Joint Lucas Calhoun would defeat the Hermit Crab. Icarus and Frightmare defeated Eddie Kingston and Ophidian.
Damn.
In the Grand Championship match, Hollow Wicked would recapture the Chikara Grand Championship from Princess Kimberly, making him the first ever two-time Grand Champion of Chikara. And in the Encore match, the artist formerly known as Chuck Taylor, now under the moniker This Is How We Do It, would defeat Orange Cassidy, who had Chuck Taylor, TM, in his corner.
So, Chuck Taylor, TM, the black one, is now technically the leader of the Gentleman's Club.
Yes, he's claimed rights to even Chuck Taylor's friends.
It's a rough deal for how we do it.
Yeah.
Well, in that, let's return you to your regularly scheduled Raw review.
What?
You want to set Steve up? He's laying around on the job again.
Steve.
All right, we're talking
Shit
about
together.
Monday Night Raw. This was a fun episode. We got a lot of good
I enjoyed
stuff
it.
here. So matches that happened. We had the New Day defeat the Vaudevillains. We had the Usos defeat Fabrice. We had Rusev defeat Zack Ryder. Enzo and Cass defeated the Dudley Boys. Dana Brooke defeated Natalya. Baron Corbin defeated Dolph Ziggler. And Cesaro, Dean Ambrose, and Sami Zayn defeated the team of Chris Jericho, Alberto Del Rio, and Kevin Owens. We opened the show with Shane and Stephanie coming out doing their intro. They are quickly interrupted by the New Day, and we get the whole discussion about the brand extension and whether I hadn't even taken this part into consideration. Could we see the breakup of the New Day?
Yeah.
During the draft? And I think there's a possibility they might keep tag teams as like units. Like if you're gonna draft, maybe they'll do like a supplemental draft where they actually draft tag teams to either side, whatever that may be. But this turned into a really funny segment where the New Day kept asking Shane and Stephanie questions, and Shane was kind of answering, and Stephanie was dodging, and they were making fun of him. And then when they couldn't decide, the New Day said that when they can't decide, they can't work together, which never happens. But if it ever happened, they'd figure it out via dance off. So Shane dances, and the New Day and the crowd give him a little pop, and then Stephanie starts to get in on it, but that gets interrupted by the Vaudevillains. The Vaudevillains getting a chance to, if they beat the New Day, getting put right back into the tag title picture.
Yeah.
And we have a solid match. These guys, we saw they had great chemistry at Extreme Rules.
I am, at this point now, greatly rooting for the New Day to win because the Vaudevillains interrupted Stephanie McMahon, potentially trying to dance.
Yeah, because we saw Shane twerk.
Or trying to twerk.
Well, he tried to. Well, I'm so okay.
I think he was having a partial seizure.
Well, that's probably true, but I would have loved to see at least Stephanie attempt to twerk.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But,
exactly.
the Vaudevillains and the New Day having a fantastic match, though it does result in a disqualification, technically the New Day picking up the win, because on the outside, not only Xavier Woods, who was in the corner of Big E and Kofi Kingston, but Kofi himself gets beat up by the Club.
Yes.
Gallows and Anderson make their way down, beat the crap out of both of them. Big E ends up getting a double team from the Vaudevillains in the ring. They leave the ring, allowing Gallows and Anderson to hit the Magic Killer on Big E. And then following a commercial, Renee interviews Gallows and Anderson, asking what that was. And Anderson says, AJ went his way and we're going our way. And Gallows says our way just happens to be putting the tag team, the tag teams on the roster itself all on notice that we have arrived, we're not going anywhere, and we've just gotten started.
Yeah, they're trying to make waves.
And then, speaking of backstage interviews, this one had no reason. We had Apollo Crews talking to Big Show about Sheamus.
Yeah. Big Show apparently likes Apollo Crews, but not enough to let him onto his tour bus and eat his food.
Yes.
Big Show has to really like you for him to let you eat his food.
Yeah, because he's the Big Show. He even said he would take my friend's sandwich and not give it back to him once when I met the Big Show. That's a true story. Another tag team match with the Usos taking on Febreze. We had Golden Truth at commentary, being funny as always. R-Truth still calling Byron Saxton coach. Luckily, Goldust knows who Byron Saxton is.
He seems to be the only one.
I think he is the only one.
For me, it was a bit of a disappointment that this match didn't go longer.
And I'm okay with the way it happened, but I'm kind of upset that Febreze got beat up and lost the match. I feel like they should have stayed on a little bit of a run. Plus, they have amazing chemistry.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed their tag team work. Though the Usos...
And their new mashup theme song.
Yeah, mashup theme song. They have their own graphic. It's awesome. They are like a full-fledged tag team. Of course, Golden Truth, R-Truth's got his remix to his theme song for him and Goldust, which is cool too. But yeah, so we get a point where Jimmy super kicks Tyler Breeze on the outside, gets up on the apron, and gets Fandango to run at him. And while Fandango is distracted, Jay hits him with a crucifix pin. The Usos pick up the win, and we actually get Febreze going out and going to attack Golden Truth because they were laughing at the fact that they lost. And the Golden Truth end up laying waste to Febreze on the outside. Yeah. With Tyler Breeze getting the Irish Whip into the Power Slam on the outside. And Fandango getting hurled into the barricade. So not a good night for Fandango and Tyler Breeze.
At least they're still pretty.
That is true.
They had a great screen-and-screen promo.
Yeah, they did.
On the way to the ring.
I'm so looking forward to what this tag team does because it's too good, and I'm upset that it's taken this long for them to become a thing.
Yeah, I'm a little more upset that it's not on NXT. Because I think this team would get way more recognition on the NXT brand.
Probably. I have a feeling with just the fact that our two first matches were tag team things, and we have a lot of tag team stuff going on. I've been wanting it forever. I think we might be heading into a tag team turmoil setup for a match at an upcoming show. Probably not necessarily Money in the Bank, but maybe Battleground or something.
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot of really good, viable tag teams, and especially later when we get into the Enzo and Cass versus Dudleys. So, we've got a lot of really good tag teams that all kind of deserve a shot at those belts. But we had Roman Reigns come out and say Seth Rollins 2 years ago, he broke up the Shield, he's been calling himself the man, but he can't be the man if you keep running from the guy. Then he said his stupid line again, and then he called Seth Rollins out, and then Seth Rollins trolled everyone again.
Seth Rollins came out, and then he left, and they came out, and then he left, and they came out. He was going to say something, and he didn't say something.
Then he was going to say something, and he didn't say something. Then he was going to say something, and then he dropped the microphone. And then he came down, then he walked away.
And then Roman Reigns started to celebrate, apparently.
And then Seth Rollins came back.
But didn't get in the ring again.
No, and then he walked away. Yeah, that's how that went. Rusev versus Zack Ryder, non-title match. Zack Ryder had a good showing against the Bulgarian Brute, though...
Zack Ryder's got good chemistry with people from different countries.
He does indeed. And that means he'll be facing Sheamus next week on Raw.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But Rusev does end up picking up the win. Zack Ryder goes for the Rough Rider, and Rusev chucks him over his head, lands on his ass, and Rusev probably the fastest we've ever seen, just goes immediately for the accolade.
Yeah.
He wastes no time, and he tried to do the whole like bend him in half thing that he did with Kalisto. It doesn't quite have the same effect on Zack Ryder because Zack Ryder's tall, so it's just Zack Ryder just kind of like on his knees laying backwards. It looks more impressive when it's Kalisto, but Rusev gets the submission victory. He goes on a little promo. Then Titus happened. And do you want to talk about how much of an asshole Titus O'Neil is?
I think he's all the asshole.
But like specifically to Rusev.
Oh, because he sucker punched him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Titus was in the middle of saying something, and then he brings his mic up like he's going to say something else, and then socks Rusev in the face.
Yeah. Because that's the type of American hero we need.
Yeah, I want a cheap shot artist representing my country.
I'm fully backing Rusev in the storyline. I'm
fully backing anybody that's not Titus O'Neil in this storyline.
I want to back Lana. We had Stephanie.
Damn.
We had Stephanie rip Charlotte a new one.
Yeah, it happened earlier that night. I think it was on the Raw.
They
showed the replay.
Yeah, it was in the back sometime.
Yeah, she
did.
And she ended up calling Charlotte a waste of talent.
Yeah, she was none too happy with what Charlotte did to Ric Flair last week with that really awkward breakup segment.
Yeah, it just seems like they're trying to get over the fact that everyone, even people who were known for being asshole-ish, like Jerry Lawler, since he's been doing more of the heel-style commentary, and Stephanie McMahon, who's known for being a bit of a bitch, even they are showing their distaste for what happened on Raw last week.
Yeah, and they had a whole...
But there's still no ramifications coming out of it.
Well, and I don't think there's a way to like what would be the ramifications of it? Like it's personal business. You can't really like oh, how dare you yell at your father? We're gonna put you in a title match because of that. Like what do you do there? It's weird. They did a whole video package on it, and they had other superstars talking and giving their opinions on how much of a bitch Charlotte is, and then they read tweets and yeah. Anyway. Another tag team match, Enzo and Cass taking on the Dudleys. I expected this to be a pay-per-view match, but...
Well, last week when they called out the Dudleys said it was going to happen on Raw.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Well, it happened on Raw, just like they said it would. Enzo and Cass picking up a win over the Dudleys. This match was okay.
Match was alright.
It's good to see Enzo back.
A lot of cheese in the pre-match promo.
Yes, because they were in Green Bay. Go Packers. Bubba ends up getting tossed off the top rope by Big Cass. He rolls over, gets the tag to Devon. Devon ends up getting booted in the face and then beat with air. Enzo and Cass picking up the win, and they are probably on their way to a tag title shot very soon. We had two different instances where we had... our main event is the 6-man tag team match, the 6 guys. Apparently they're just doing away with the 7th person in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
The graphic seems like there is no extra room, it's just the 6 guys. But we had...
Who knows?
We had Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose...
They're going to really swerve us by adding 2 more guys.
It's going to end up being 8 guys. That's it. They're going to have 2 matches on the pre-show, and those 2 people are going to go into Money in the Bank later in the night.
Yeah, they're still going to do 2 more guys on SmackDown. It's going to be 10 guys in Money in the Bank.
Jesus.
There's going to be a 14-man Money in the Bank ladder match this year.
God, please don't.
Everyone who's not in another match on the card is in the Money in the Bank ladder match. It's a Money in the Bank ladder battle royal with the Andre trophy hanging.
Jesus. So Baron Corbin's in it. We had Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose.
Dick match.
We're getting there. Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose, and Cesaro all talking about how they can't trust the different people on the heel side.
Yeah.
And Dean Ambrose is very adamant that we can't trust Owens and Jericho because they're Canadian. And Alberto Del Rio, well, he's not Canadian. And then Sammy's like, you do realize I'm Canadian. And then Dean Ambrose goes, that explains so much. And apparently him and Cesaro got it. Sammy was extremely confused. He had no idea what was going on. And we also had Owens, Jericho, and Del Rio all kind of deciding who was going to lead their team going out there. Del Rio's like, I'm a former champion. I've also won Money in the Bank before, so I should be the one to do it. And Jericho's like, well, no, I don't really like either of you. And Owens is like, I thought we had a good thing going. I called you a goat, and you called me a donkey. When did Jericho ever call Kevin Owens a donkey?
I don't know. Maybe it's a Twitter thing.
That must have been a backstage segment that did not make air. I don't know what that was.
I liked that, Del Rio came out with his whole, well, I won Money in the Bank, so I know what to do.
Yeah.
And then Jericho got to retort, well, I invented Money in the Bank.
Which did.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's the whole Jericho
Jericho invented everything, but he legitimately invented Money in the Bank. So he has quite the claim there. All right, so then we got to the point that was the big hype for Monday Night Raw. The return of John Cena. He comes out, cuts a very Americana promo because it's
Memorial Day promo.
It's America Day.
That he keeps trying to tie into his return.
Yeah, which
somehow.
I mean, sure. He's an American.
Yeah.
He transitions in, from he's back. Then there's the new era, and then there's a lot of guys, a lot of new faces back there that think he's just gonna roll over and go away. Well, he's got a message that anyone from the new era, if they want to make a name for themselves, they have to go through him because he is still the face that runs the place. And then we get.
Yes, I don't know. I think Kevin Owens started the trend. New era came in and beat the shit out of John Cena.
Well, it wasn't Kevin Owens who would come out to face John Cena. It would be the one, the only, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Hey, that guy.
And
cool.
The crowd goes on about 3 or 4 minutes straight of AJ Styles, let's go Cena.
Yeah.
They don't have to do a damn thing because the crowd is doing it all for them.
No, and I mean, this is if you'd have gone back 5-6 years, this is what would have been the sort of fantasized Monday Night Wars-esque feud if you were going to take the top face from WWE and pair him off against the top guy from TNA.
Absolutely.
At the time.
Well, and I think, even when AJ left TNA, there was the question, okay, is he going to go to WWE? Is it that time? Are we going to see him face Cena? But then he ended up taking the detour going to Japan for a few years. But yeah, so now we have the chance to see this match. The crowd is super excited for it. AJ says, I've watched you. I've watched you bust your jelly. You're doing you've done a lot for this company. Sorry. Anyway, and he just says, I wanted to be the first one to come out here and say welcome back. And so they shake hands. Everything's cool. Then Gallows and Anderson come down.
I'm looking at this. If booked right, this could potentially be one of the closest things that they could come up to with a Rock Austin at WrestleMania scenario.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, you've got two guys that have made their names completely separate from one another, and they are finally converging. I think this is going to be a big match, probably at SummerSlam. So we get Anderson and Gallows make their way down. And they tell AJ, we're like, you wanted to go your way, we went our way, and obviously your way is sucking up to John Cena, and Anderson's like, I thought this was below you, but apparently it's not, And so it's a big issue. Like they're walking up, they're offended that AJ would go this route and not be his own man.
AJ went his way and they went their way, and their way was kicking everyone's ass, including AJ Styles.
Yes, and so then AJ's like, okay, you want to fight? He's ready to go. Cena's like, well, I'm here, so Cena's ready to go. They both end up tossing their shirts out to the crowd, and then Cena turns around into a big old freaking clothesline from AJ Styles.
And then Anderson and Gallows decide to join him in the ring, and they triple beat him up.
Yes. So
a lot.
Yeah.
They really beat him up.
They really beat him up, and then they leave, and then AJ pulls a Rollins because he comes back and he beats up Cena again, and then he leaves. He comes back and beats up Cena again, and Gallows and Anderson actually have to pull AJ off of Cena.
Yeah.
That's how just crazy AJ's going. And he keeps saying, I am doing the world a favor. You're welcome, world. So, big swerve. The club is back together. They're actually going to be discussing, why they did what they did to John Cena this week on SmackDown. So
they got the Rollins and the club troll over everyone.
Maybe Rollins is in the club. Rollins. So yeah, I did not see that coming, and I appreciated the swerve.
Yeah,
it was good. I kind of wish they would have had another week of them being apart to make me really think, okay, they're doing different things. But still appreciated it, didn't expect it. Then we had Dana Brooke versus Natalya last all of 1 minute.
I think it potentially could have been shorter than the one they had last week.
Probably. It's very close. We didn't time the matches. But Dana Brooke picks up the win after a distraction from Charlotte allows her to hit the Michinoku driver on Natalya. We get a 2-on-1 beatdown until Becky Lynch runs off Charlotte and Dana.
Yeah, I thought it was funny too. It's watching them, because Charlotte and Dana actually jumped the barricade into the crowd to get away.
Yeah.
Which you don't see from women.
No, not often.
I mean, you don't see it too often in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, that being the direction they ran off, it made it just a little more out of the norm.
Yeah. And so now we know that Becky Lynch is actually going to face Charlotte this Thursday on SmackDown as well.
Yeah, they have the graphic where Dana Brooke's in Charlotte's corner. You can kind of guess that Natty will probably be in Becky Lynch's corner.
I would, if not in her corner, definitely a commentary.
Yeah.
We had JoJo interviewing Dolph Ziggler just prior to the technical wrestling match that him and Baron Corbin are about to have, and Dolph Ziggler, talks about they revisit the low blow from Extreme Rules, and Baron Corbin can get away with stuff like that, but. I've set records. I've been to championships. I've done all these things, and Baron Corbin won't be able to do that against me.
Yeah, I mean, name drops Dean Malenko and Chris Jericho being their 1,000 and 1,004 holds respectively.
Yes.
And he starts listing off holds.
Yeah, which one of them was a super kick?
Yeah. It's a foothold.
It's a foothold. So then we have the technical wrestling match. Baron Corbin makes his way down. Dolph Ziggler makes his way down, and he is full on ready for this technical match. He's got headgear. He's got a mouth guard. He is in full wrestling mode. The bell rings. He's in stance.
He's keeping really low to the ground.
Yeah, he's making sure that no matter what direction Baron Corbin comes, he is ready for it. And then he kicks Baron Corbin in the dick.
Right in the ding-ding.
Right in the ding-ding. The bell ding-dings. And then he gets on the microphone and says, Dolph Ziggler is disqualified. And the loser of the match is still Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin just groans while holding his junk. That was another surprise I didn't realize that I wanted, but it was funny.
What's weird is, and as entertaining as some of them are, most of the match segments of the night were very short.
Yes.
I mean, the New Day Vaudevillains one.
This was a big story build episode.
The New Day Vaudevillains match had a decent amount of time. The Enzo Cass Dudley's match had an alright amount of time, and the main event had a pretty good amount of time. All the other matches seemed to be really short, blow by the matches kind of thing.
Yeah.
And what was really weird is to me, is they've spent a lot of time, on some of the promos, even the ones that really didn't amp anything up.
Right.
Things that didn't really benefit the fact that, some of the matches could have been longer.
Yeah, why did we have Big Show and Cruz talking if neither Big Show or Cruz did anything else on the show? We don't write Raw, so we don't know. Then we had our main event. The 6 competitors that will face each other in Money in the Bank split into teams of 3. We had Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, and Alberto Del Rio. This was a fun match.
Yeah.
These guys...
Cesaro started out European uppercutting everything that moved.
He was going to win the match himself.
Yeah.
Until he got a little distracted and Del Rio got the better of him, and so he had to tag in Dean Ambrose, and then Dean Ambrose went on a tear, and Sami Zayn, this was okay. So Sami Zayn's dive, usually you get all 3 guys get knocked out of the ring, and then they all kind of get together and make sure they're okay, and then that's when you get the big dive. I appreciated that Jericho was in this mindset, he didn't give a fuck about anybody. He shoved Kevin Owens, and Owens was like, "Chris, what's wrong with you? What are you doing?" And then Del Rio came in, and he got mad, and they're all just kind of shoving each other and arguing, and that allowed Sami to do the dive onto all 3 of them. So it was a cool new setup to Sami Zayn's dive. It was just great chemistry through this entire 6-man tag. Never a dull moment in this.
Yeah, the 6 guys they have going on into the Money in the Bank ladder match make me feel like this is going to be an extremely entertaining Money in the Bank ladder match. It's definitely going to be, I think, probably, as far as the ladder matches that they've had go, is probably going to be a little lacking in the high spot area.
Yeah,
because you don't have as many of the Daredevil type people.
Yeah, you don't have the flippy-doo characters.
Yeah, there's Neville's injured, Sin Cara's not in it, Kalisto's not in it. So yeah, it's just I think this one's gonna be a lot more based on the personal rivalries going into it.
Yeah, and what I appreciate from this is, for me, I don't care. There's 5 out of the 6 guys that they could win it, and I'd be interested in what they're gonna do. For me, Del Rio's the only one that I don't really want to see win it. Jericho could win it because it's the first time since he created the match 11 years ago to finally win it. And then the other 4 guys are all guys that totally deserve to be up in that title picture. So I'm cool as long as Del Rio doesn't win it. I'm cool with it. But yeah, so the match ends up getting to a point where it's just move after move after move, finisher, finisher, finisher. We get Cesaro hits an uppercut to the back of Jericho's head, which also takes out Owens for a second. Cesaro then does the swing on Jericho, which gets broken up by Del Rio's backstabber onto Cesaro. Del Rio ends up in the corner, gets a haluva kick from Zayn. Zayn turns around and gets super kicked by Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens then picks up Sami Zayn to attempt a pop-up powerbomb. Sami Zayn jumps over Kevin Owens, allowing Dean Ambrose to set up, hit, and win with the Dirty Deeds. So a fantastic...
good finishing sequence.
Yeah, just a seamless transition into the finish, capping off a pretty entertaining episode of Monday Night Raw. And that is it for our Raw review. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
And share the video with your friends, your family, your enemies, anybody.
Click all the links below in the description because that'll take you to our social medias where you can contact us via the Facebook and Twitter machine. Check out the Tumblr, check out the Instagram, where we have pictures that go up every day, Monday through Friday. And listen to the podcast version of us down there on SoundCloud.
Because don't watch us while you're driving, or You know, if you wake up on Tuesday and you're like, oh man, I missed Monday Night Raw, what can I do? You can download our podcast. You can listen to us on the way to work.
Yeah, and check out the playlist.
Yeah,
Find
for those
out
of you
everything
video
else
watchers.
that's gonna be happening this week, which is pretty much the huge.
Yeah, they're the usual reviews. For those of you that were interested in the Chikara update that we had at the beginning of the video, be sure to go back to episode 102 to the Indie News to get all of the other Chikara results, along with Beyond Wrestling, AIW, and New Japan.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Be sure to wait for the other videos coming up this week, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next. Fuck Titus O'Neil.
For real.
Punch Rusev in the fucking face.
What a dickhole. Bald-faced dickhole. Super dickhole.
It's a dickhole that barks.
Super dickhole 2, the dickholening.
What's the third one called?